Several hundred Milwaukee public school teachers joined Madison protests on Friday, forcing that school district to cancel classes. Their rallying calls match those being heard throughout the week. All week, protesters have been comparing Madison to Cairo, with signs, with chants, and even with rhetoric.
It was such a wild experience last week. On Friday, waking up and seeing Mubarak resigns, and here is this bill. It's like, I don't know whether to feel incredibly elated or really frightened.
As the protests continued throughout the week, Madison gained more and more national attention. By Friday, the Reverend Jesse Jackson was in town, and I had a chance to ask him what he thought about the comparisons to Cairo.
Well, it's the same spirit. I mean, it's a massive, non-violent, disciplined response to economic insecurity. And that is what is beautiful about Cairo, is that it was a non-violent, disciplined struggle fighting tyranny, but it was about economic security and economic justice. Here, it's the same way. And I think that that spirit of fighting back to close the north-south gap between the surplus culture and the suffering culture, we see that fight now emerging in Ohio and all around our nation. It's not going away.
I also asked Governor Scott Walker what he thought about the comparisons to Cairo.
It is so typical of the backwardness of the rhetoric here. The irony is, in Cairo and places like that, they're fighting to expand democracy. What these senators in particular are doing is contracting democracy. They're running away from democracy. Democracy is showing up, defending your position, and the irony is, just because you have a few protesters doesn't mean that those voices get to trump out the voices of the 5.5 million taxpayers here in the state of Wisconsin, and the people who stood up last election and said, we want leaders, we're going to do what they say they're going to do and balance the budget without raising taxes on the middle class.
Regardless, the comparisons between Madison and Cairo are likely to continue, as organizers plan to continue protests until they say the budget repair bill is defeated. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky.